So out of the box or out of the wall, whatever we want to call it, we have Deadpool 2, but this time we're watching the unrated version. And with this, I'm gonna show you Baby Deadpool. I gotta open the bag, but we'll do that together anyway. So like I said, let's hold these all together. Baby Deadpool, Deadpool 2. I think this kind of works more with this one because, there's a scene in this one where Deadpool gets pulled apart by Juggernaut, and he has baby legs, so why not combine them? But like I said, when I watched the first one, I thought this was a huge downgrade. Was I right? Did I change my mind? Let's find out. Chase Liaki here with the Blue Futon, reviewing the Baby Deadpool first. Let's see what this sucker is about. So, I'm pretty sure it's already sold out. So I bought this on Tuesday, and when I left the theater, when I saw the good half, it kind of disappeared. So let's see how this sucker looks. The quality is actually not as bad as I thought. Like, you can kind of see the detail in Baby Deadpool, and it's actually groves throughout the whole thing. So as you can tell, Baby Deadpool is sitting on the movie theater chair. You have the baby bottles. And like I said, this is actually surprisingly detailed. If I get closer to it, let's go close. I don't want to Baby Deadpool. I don't want you to look at Baby Deadpool's balls. That's kind of fucking weird. But there we go. Like, you see the detail on the feet? It's actually pretty freaking sweet. So then so it comes with a straw apparently. I don't know how much I need that, but looks like it opens up in multiple spots where you put the drink and popcorn. There's no instructions, and I'm not the smartest person in the world, so I don't want to break it. Maybe it twists. Okay, and what? It looks like you put your drink in here, but I don't really feel safe. But then what's this sucker open up for? I'm fucking idiot right now. Alright, let's see what this does. So we open this bad boy up, and it's a little container. So you put something in here, but what do you put in here? I'm confused. Because usually you would put popcorn in here, but then does anything slide open? So I don't see any sliding mechanisms. I'm an idiot. What else do you want from me? But yeah, then this thing opens up. Looks like you put your drink in here somehow. But I don't know if I guess you just pour it and you just drink out of it. But the washing mechanism of it just seems a little bit off. So I don't know if I would actually use this per se as a drink holder. But I think as a one of a kind, just interesting, fun Deadpool thing, I think it's overall pretty much a win. I am curious, though, when I go to the theater tomorrow, I'm going to go a little extra early to actually get the cup and, the Deadpool popcorn bucket. So let's put this sucker on the ground. Talk about Deadpool 2. What's about? Pretty simple premise. This is, I would say, right after the first one, but we're introduced to a new X-Force. We're introduced to Cable, and the old crew is back with TJ Miller and others. In this one, though, his girlfriend/wife dies, and you know what? He's going to figure out how to save her, or if he can't. And that's where Cable comes in with the time-traveling watch. So, then you have the kid with the fire powers. You have Juggernaut. You have not 2 X-Men now. You have 3 X-Men. And this one kid, he has a mutant kind of thing. This one hospital doesn't like mutants. So they're trying to zap the kids to get the mutant powers out of them. Sure. But they're at this other, prison where they held all these mutants, which apparently there's a shit ton of mutants. I'm just rambling off now, but when talking about this movie, I did enjoy it, and I enjoyed it more than I do the second time. So when talking about the differences, though, between Deadpool 2 as well as the unrated cut, it's about 15 minutes difference. And even if you haven't seen the second one in quite some time, you can feel the differences, especially when they're in the X-Men house where Ryan Reynolds is on Professor X's chair. You can tell that's different. At the very beginning, there's some differences there. There's also just differences overall throughout some of the jokes and some of the action set pieces and just some of the Easter egg moments. I think with the deleted scenes, most of the deleted scenes are Easter egg moments for the audience. And I'm curious why they took some of them out, because it does make the movie more fun and more pokes holes at, or just pokes fun at the X-Men, pokes fun at the Marvel Universe, pokes fun at DC, even though I do think the writing is the weakest part of this movie. But when talking about the action set pieces, of course, it's directed by David Leitch. He's done a lot of stuff now, like co-director of John Wick. He's done this. He's done Fall Guy. He's done Hobbs and Shaw. He's done other movies on that caliber of these action set pieces. And the action set pieces are pretty good here, but a lot of CGI elements. There's actually one with, Domino / Lucky, just going through the streets with a huge-ass semi. A lot of CGI there. CGI throughout the story, especially with the very beginning. Some of the fight scenes are pretty cool, but you can feel where it was stitched together, and they try to do one takes as much as they can, so that was pretty fun as well. Like I said, Ryan Reynolds is pretty funny in this one, and that's what I'm gonna let's just talk about the negative actually now, because I think that's what really falters this movie as a whole, and it's the writing. It felt, I wouldn't call it lazy, but it felt like a really big fan service, and I'm hearing that is a lot of Deadpool and Wolverine. That is another fan service movie, like, to the max. And that those got me nervous because here, of course, they make fun of Green Lantern again. They make fun of, X-Men Origins again. They make fun of other things that happened in the past again. And you're just like, okay, cool. And there's some of the things that Deadpool does say, it's almost, like, on the nose too much, or it just got old, repetitive, like, the racist jokes, the sexist joke. Oh, don't call it X-Men anymore. X-Force, X-People. It's like, it's a repeating joke, and at a point, it's like, okay, we get it. But then at the very end, teenage Sonic Boom girl says X-Men. And I wish they had more of them in this movie, because they were so fun in the first one that they just kind of got rid of them and put them to the side, which I understand why they would do that. They want to introduce this X-Force. They want to introduce Cable. But then when looking at where Deadpool and Wolverine's gonna go, I wonder how many characters they're actually gonna bring back, and I hope it's just not little cameo snippets for like, oh, buddy. But that's why I'm a little bit worried about. But when you actually read the dialogue, and I'm not the biggest fan of the kid, the New Zealand kid. There were some things that work, but there's some other things where when Deadpool loses his legs and he does the weird rope thing, just things like that don't click as well, or it doesn't feel as natural as the original Deadpool humor, because the original Deadpool humor was fast, on the nose, but then whip and sharp without waiting for the audience to laugh. And that's what I was afraid with, or that's what I noticed with this Deadpool 2, is a lot of the writing or comedic elements felt like there was pauses to oh, that's funny, which it didn't need to be that way, or they drag some things out too much. And you're thinking, well, you just watched the unrated version. But that's the thing. The whole kid dragging the feet thing, that was in the original one. Because I did watch both Deadpool 2 and the unrated cut. That's why I'm really super tired right now. Because I said, you know what, let's do it. And when talking about the differences, the song choices, that is one thing that they really hindered to me in the unrated version. Especially there's a scene where Lucky / Domino, Cable, Deadpool, and the taxi driver is running, right, towards Juggernaut and Firestarter. The unrated one has Free Falling, if not mistaken, but it was an oldie classic from the Eagles. And you're okay, that's interesting, but then the regular version is a rap song. The rap song kind of matches more. Also, when Ryan Reynolds meets his, girlfriend in heaven, the original song is better. The only movie where I've noticed a vast improvement with the song choices is the first Expendables, when they added the Shine Down Diamond Eyes song. That it was a fantastic choice to change that song, because it actually flowed with it. Some of these song choices in the unrated one kind of felt off-putting is the wrong word, but it wasn't the right song for the mood of what was going on in the movie. So that was kind of a little bummer as well. There was another thing that I realized that I wasn't the biggest fan of, but it is what it is. But that's what I'm saying, though. Some of the better comedic moments they decided to take out of the film that just felt more natural than what this New Zealand kid was doing, who's also I think We Are in the Shadows. He's also in The Wild Huckabees, The Wild Something with Sam Neill. So there's that. But when the action is on screen, it is fun. It is somewhat different. The most fun, though, is Lucky, in my opinion, the Domino, the Zazie Beetz character, because there are the luck elements of her getting out of things alive, or people dying Final Destination style. That shit is fun and just comedic 101, fantastic. But then, like I said, when we do the forceful humor of like the racist, sexist stuff with Deadpool, like it's a repeating joke over and over and over and over and over, and you're just like, we got to add a little bit more like not forceful stuff, like the Jared Kushner joke that was like twice. They kept doing the pedophile joke with these hospital assistants, and it was like it kept going, and you're like, okay, can we add something different? But I mean, I know maybe I'm nitpicking here and there, but yeah, I just think when looking at comparing this one to the second one, of course they had a bigger budget, they wanted to do more. Yes, you could say them falling out of the helicopter, the X-Force is fucking hysterical. I mean, that is top tier comedy in my opinion. That felt natural. That just felt like it didn't need to like have an agenda with the comedy. It was just more far-fetched, holy shit moments. So overall, Deadpool 2, the unrated and the super duper fucked it cut, because it says super duper, cuss word for 6 letters. So it can't be bitch, bitch. It could be fucked. It can't be shit. It can't be asshole. So it can't be. It could be a super duper douche cut. I don't know. Do you know? But if I had to choose one, I would actually say the Super Duper Cup is better when it comes to the jokes, when it comes to the, I would say, more fan service of not being so forceful with some of the jokes. But the song choices are better in the R-rated cut. Have I seen the PG-13 cut? No, because I'm not Canadian or Chinese. So Deadpool 2 will receive a 4 out of 5 with Futons, which equals that 80%. So see the critics and user scores gave this one. So you have critics at 84% with 418, audience score 85% with over 25,000 critic consensus. Though it threatens to buckle under the weight of its mega gags, Deadpool 2 is a gory, gleeful lampoon of the superhero genre buoyed by Ryan Reynolds' undeniable charm. So let's see, 84-85, what was the original Deadpool? The original Deadpool was 85-90. So technically the critics and users like the first one better. So like I said, 84, 85, 80. Chase Scott here at the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One more thing's Futontopia. You Blue Futonians, thank you for watching. Great day. I can watch this tape tomorrow, week from now, month, or a year from now. Every single freaking one of you. And of course, you know what's going to happen. But in 3D, 4DX.